Boom. 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 We're live, everybody. Hey, welcome to Red TV and Conversation. I'm Peter Clarke, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been here, and I'm so pumped that you're here with me today. I appreciate it so much. Hey, if you're joining me for the very first time, thank you. Appreciate you showing up and supporting the show and supporting the message and all that kind of stuff. And if you've been here before, you already know what you're in for. So I appreciate you coming back to that as well. I hope everyone's doing good. I really mean that. Really, I hope you're doing well. I haven't been here for a while, for health reasons and all kinds of different things. And so I know that that plays a role in people's lives every single day. I'm so sensitive to that stuff. I really am. Being an empath, believe me, insomnia all the time, worried about people all the time. But I hope you're doing well. And if you got your health, you have wealth, everything is good in life. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about hope. We're going to be talking about kindness. We're going to be talking about some pretty cool stuff. It's always fun to connect with people that actually are out there using their voice and their platform to make a difference in the world. That's what I hope Red TV is for you. I hope it is for anyone that's listening right now. I hope it inspires you and elevates you and makes you just want to be a better human being, because I know that there's a lot of people in the world that inspire me to do that. That person over there does it for me as well. Right there. Look over there. We're going to chat with her in 2 seconds. Hey, this is the only plug you're going to get right this second. If you like and share what you like what we do here, like and share it. I'm a terrible self-promoter, just so you know. So I'm just going to put that out there right now. But if you like what you see here today, please like and share it, especially for people like this and other people who show up on the show. That's the point of this show, is to amplify the goodness in other people and what they're doing. So we have all kinds of different topics that we cover here. Man, we got some. I got to tell you, I'm going to let a little secret out right this second. I was speaking with 2 people yesterday. Man, oh man, you want to believe what shows are coming for Red TV. Oh man. Big shows coming. Big shows. Just giving you a heads up right this second. Let's get right to the show. I see a lot of comments here. Let me jump into there right there, because if I see comments here. Oh, here we go. Look at Tim. How are you, buddy? There we go. Boom. There you are. See you in Houston. I'll see you in Houston. That's what we're going to do. Maddie, good to see you, buddy. Calgary, Alberta, representing in the house, Canada right here. Look at this guy. Speaking of inspiring people, are you kidding me? Boom. All the way from Moldova, everybody. Moldova, right on the border near Ukraine. Very challenging times over there, everybody. That soul right there. Look, Chris Lomas, please check him out. Go on to, if you're on LinkedIn right now, go into his profile, check it out. See if you can help. Hope4.org. Hope and the number 4.org. That's what you can do right there. And Jennifer, good to see you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, welcome back. I swear to, I'm really nervous right this second. I don't get nervous about stuff. I really don't normally. A little nervous right now because that person over there is pretty polished these days. You ever tune into her rallies? Right there. She got it all tuned in. Daniel, good to see you, my friend. Oh, I was just thinking about you today. Good to see you. Always good to see you. You're a super motivating guy. I love it. And Melody, of course. You don't have that Massachusetts accent in the house. It doesn't feel the same to me. It just doesn't feel the same. Hey, look at this guy. Farrell, how you doing, buddy? Hey, haven't seen you in a while. I don't know what it is. Maybe I should go away more often. I often tell as a kind of a joke to people, how can I miss you if you don't go away? So it's kind of an old country song. Anyway, maybe I should go away more often, and you'll miss me more, and it'll be cool. Hey, if you like what you see here, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hey, let's get to the show. This person right here, I really like this person. You know what I mean? Some people you just kind of really like in life, like this one. I like this person. I like this person a lot. She's the founder and organizer of 𝗟𝗲𝗄, Rally for Hope and Kindness. It's an online event. It's done monthly. It could be done, hope and kindness could be done daily. But she does an amazing job on a monthly basis where she brings together people from all walks of life from around the world to share their truths about their journey, about their personal struggles and overcoming. And it's just very inspiring, uplifting, again, hopeful and full of kindness. That's what it is. And it's just a fantastic thing. So please, I'll make sure that you learn more about where to find Andrea, and you will be able to tune into these events. They're online. But this one we're talking about today is going to be a live event, the first one of its kind. And so she's so excited about it. And I am too. I'm pumped for her because it's a dream. And when someone gets to realize their dream, we should be celebrating that. And I want to celebrate that. She has a long career in communications, everybody. So she knows what she's doing when it comes to putting people together to communicate and talk and speak like we're going to be doing in Houston. And she's currently the director of communications for a company. I didn't ask her if I was supposed to mention the company, so we'll talk about that in a second and see if she wants to do that. She's a good friend of mine and a great supporter of the show, which just means the world to me. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Let's introduce this. I'm going to get the name right. We'll talk about that in a second as well. Andrea Sanchez, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Peter?
Good to see you.
It's so great to see you too. We've missed you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it feels weird. It's just so good to be back doing this. I realized it's not good for my heart not to be sitting here and doing this. It's just not good. I'm just telling you straight out, physically, mentally, spiritually, it's not good. Good to be here right here. Good to see you, more importantly. Good to see you. How have you been?
I've been good. It's been busy.
You have nothing to do, right? You're just kind of waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, waiting for things to happen. That's right. You never know. There's opportunity every single day.
There is, so absolutely. So, hey, I'm super pumped for you. We're going to jump into talking about this show today. Everybody is really going to be talking about, this beautiful event that's coming up in Houston on October 15th, and we're going to dig into that and some of the reasons why. Hey, you never know who might show up in the show as well. So stay tuned for that. You just never know. But hey, Andrea, hey, everyone, here's the joke. Everybody. The first time I saw and met Andrea, I referred to her as Andrea. And so I can't get that out.
That's okay.
I know, but it's got to go. That's not your name.
I'm used to it.
It's Andrea, and I'm going to get it right. Yes. So anyway, if you hear me, everybody stumble every now and then, it's because I have it anchored in my mind. And but I have your face and your spirit anchored in my mind. That's the most important thing in my heart. So it's all good. Hey, before we start, I know you know this beautiful person. I really like this person, Renuka Mohan. She has these cards, remind her. Yeah, she has these remind cards. So I just want to set the intention here. You never know what happens, right? It's always fun just to kind of set the intention, or maybe there's a message in here that we can
absolutely. Let's see.
So I have these cards here, and basically they're daily gratitude cards. And so I use them a lot because it just, hey, you got to slow down sometimes to remind yourself how lucky you are.
That's right.
So I'm just shuffling right now. You tell me when to stop, and I'll take the one off the top, and then we'll read it.
Okay.
Stop. There we go. I'm going to take that one off the top. Let's see what happens here. Hey, I'm due for this. You might be due for this as well, because I know you've been working really, really hard. This is an affirmation for fun. And it says, I am vibrant. Hey, listen to this. I am vibrant, sexy, and fun.
Whoa.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that's a message for you too, just so you know. It's for anyone.
Okay. So I'll take it.
Hey, we're sexy and fun. Look at this. Hey, right? Gotta have some fun. So that's from Renuka Mohan, beautiful spouse. She's a saint, believe me.
Yes, Renuka's the best.
Look who she lives with. She's a saint. So thank you, Renuka. I appreciate always having some fun with these cards and so on. So hey, and if you want to learn more about that, reach out to Renuka on LinkedIn and so on. Here, let's jump right into this is how you get a hold of Andrea here on LinkedIn. If you are watching this on LinkedIn right now. 𝗖𝗍 Sanchez. You know what? I never asked you before. You know what I'm going to ask. So go ahead. Tell me. What's the C? Come on.
It's Claudia.
Claudia. I did not know that.
Yes. My middle name.
Yeah, I did not know. So is it Claudia or Claudia?
It's in Spanish it's Claudia, but it's Claudia. If you
Claudia, yeah, for sure. Okay, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. So I saw that, and the reason why that stood out to me because I was watching an old interview with our beautiful friend. Let's see who we were talking about here. Let's see. I'll remember in a second here. But their initials were in their name, and I was like, oh. And then when I was typing yours, I was like, I didn't notice it before. So anyway, there you go, Claudia Sanchez. And Sanchez is background of the family originally from
Argentina and descendants from Spain. Yes.
How cool is that? See, the sexy does apply. If it's Argentinian,
if you say so.
Well, I'm just saying it's Argentinian. I mean, come on, what comes out of come on, I'm stereotyping there. Cool place. Anyway, this is where you reach Andrea, and you can reach out a little bit more. Let's talk about it here. We need to go right into this. I'm so proud of you for what you've done. I mean, first of all, your spirit and your soul speaks for itself. If people get to know you and watch and tune in and see how you are using your voice for good, and these are the people that I just love amplifying, where you could be talking about all kinds of different things in your world, and you spend your time trying to find other ways to amplify other people and lift them up and lift all the boats, basically. Very similar to Red TV. So I totally resonate with that. This whole thing about worthy, rally for hope and kindness is just amazing. It's once a month, basically. You do it online. So and then now it's turning to a live event. So let's start with the concept of it itself. I mean, where did you come up with this idea? Why did it fester with you? And why did you have to get it out of your system? Why did you have to share this with everybody? Tell us a little bit about the startup of where Worthy came from.
Sure. I think it's a lot of things, really, but it's always been a part of me that I didn't know existed until a few years ago. All my life, I've struggled a lot to belonging, to fitting in, and I've gone through some bullying and all that fun stuff. And I always wondered what it would be like if people actually would accept me the way that I am. Um, Regardless of what is accepted in middle school, what is accepted in high school, or whatever it may be. So I had my own ideas, I had my own identity, but the real Andrea was always scared to come out because of afraid of being judged and criticized by others. So I was always in my shell, always in my shell. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I just sort of had an awakening that it's time to come out and actually live life. And if it's just me thinking this, I imagine there's so many other people that have had stories or that have had narratives in their heads that have prevented them from doing so. So that's been on my mind for a while. It wasn't until things started escalating in the external world about the hate and the injustice just being front and centered, especially in 2020 with COVID and the racial discrimination up in front more than ever, that I'm like, I'm just not feeling good right now. And I feel like I need to do something. I've always wanted to do something, but now I need to do something. I didn't know what. I'm one person. So I went to bed with that thought. I woke up the next day, and the number, the date June 27th came into mind. So I mentioned to myself, okay, well, that's the date I need to do something. I thought, since it was 2020 in the midst of COVID, I need to do something online. And I invited 5 people who I knew would say yes right away to just speak about positivity, equality, fairness, being yourself, all that stuff. And I just put it out there, like a rally for hope and kindness, because there's been so many rallies about negativity lately. And first it was my friends and my family attending, and I had some people I didn't know. And then what I didn't know is that this would turn into a community, that people started sharing their own stories of how they felt they didn't belong, or how they felt a certain challenge inhibited them from being themselves, or how they were told all their life that they were broken. And by saying that and admitting and showing that they persevered through it, it allowed others to kind of slowly start waking up and kind of melt from that hardened shell that they were stuck into. Then I was asked, when's the next one? So I'm thinking, okay, I guess I'm doing this more than once. So it just went from there to being a monthly thing. And I'm about to hold number 29 online this month, and my first in person.
Well, this is where we're going. We're going to go and talk about that. I just wanted to dig in just a couple of things you said there, and I thought it was very interesting, especially the term belonging. I've heard this term in different circles, believe me, in all kinds of different conversations globally. So which means that there's a real sense out there of where people are feeling where they don't belong, or they're searching for somewhere to belong. I'm just curious with you. You're saying, you grew up feeling like that. Is there anything particular that you can just even share that might resonate with somebody who might be dealing with something that made you feel where you didn't belong? Was it something like an event, do you think, or was it just a message that you were getting on a regular basis from somebody, or so? Where did that feeling of not belonging come from?
Well, yeah, many things. First of all, being born in Argentina, I came to the United States when I was 4. I knew no English, but and my family didn't either. But I was placed directly into school, and I remember going into kindergarten, and this still sticks to my mind. Is we were learning about counting, and I was counting 1, 2, and I said tree instead of 3. And I remember vividly to this day, this whole room of kids laughing and pointing at me. And
Oh,
it made me feel so low. Up to that day, I had never felt that way as a child. I was always, happy and go lucky and just being myself. And then I realized maybe something's wrong with me. And then you fast forward and you keep having those little instances and other things that come up. Like we moved around a lot when I was a kid too, and we lived in Venezuela for 3 years, and we came back to the United States, and the cultures are very different, and the clothing is very different, and the mannerisms are very different. So after coming from Venezuela and going into 8th grade in the United States, not knowing a single soul, and as you know, middle school is so fun. I came with clothing that wasn't seen as status quo and accepted. And what is she wearing? And what does she look like? And why is her hairstyle like this? And so I was being made fun of and ridiculed. And so all of these things just stuck in my mind for so long that I just started to just really to just hide in this shell, and I becoming an inner prisoner to myself because I did not want to be ridiculed. I just wanted to belong. I wanted people to like me. So all my life I've lived trying to make sure people like me, and if people like me, then life is okay. I soon found out that that wasn't the case.
yeah. Wow, that resonates with me. I so understand. I think the message that I'm really pulling from that too, and I think most people can relate to that, is that something happens so young and so innocent. And I mean this genuinely. The kids have a nervous way of expressing themselves, and so when they're young, even the ones that kind of laughed when you said something, it was either sometimes mirroring some people that were around them and so on. The bottom line is, as innocent as that might have been, even to them, it
Yeah.
stuck with you. It stuck with you, and
Yeah.
that's something I think we should all remember, how powerful our words are, how powerful our actions are. Obviously, when we're kids, we don't have the filters, but as we get older, and as we've known over the last 2 to 3 years specifically, we really have to use our words carefully and really filter the way we communicate. I know you're a communications expert, so you know this stuff. I mean, the truth is, like I said, our words are so powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's the story there. So belonging, I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. I really wanted to dig in a little bit farther. And by the way, just so you know, I grew up in Eastern Canada. So this is, maybe people don't know this about me. And I lived in a province where it's a lot of Irish, English, Irish, Scottish descendants. So Newfoundland and Labrador is a province in Canada. It sounds very, very Irish. And we would say the number 3 tree. And,
Oh,
right? And so when
well,
you
there you
said
go.
that, like, well, that's normal.
There
If
you go.
you were Irish mom, they'd be like, yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's funny. And there you go. There's the cultural difference. You just talked about being in Venezuela and Argentina and the United States, and you move around like that. It's the same even in Canada or even in the United States. If you're living in Massachusetts and you go to California, there's a different vibe going on, and there's
Right.
way of speaking and so on. Anyway, I digress, but I just thought it was so interesting how that stuck with you and so on. Let's go back to this beautiful rally. It's great, again, great idea where you were bringing together people. Why now? Like, I know it's during COVID, you come up with the idea, and you were thinking, it'd be great to get together, but you couldn't get together because of COVID and the protocols that were out there. But now here we are, we have this ability to gather. People have gotten used to being online. You could have easily continued with that and just either grown it through different channels, or grown it with more repetition, maybe every 2 weeks, but you decided to go live. Why this event, and why now?
I guess my answer is why not?
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to push you on that, though. I mean, yeah, why not? I agree. Why not? I mean, why not? Well, I can give you a lot of reasons why not. Time, energy, money, focus.
it could be
Lots of reasons.
there's so much going on in my life right now, personally as well, that it's got to be the worst timing ever.
Of course.
Of course,
Of course.
it's always the worst timing ever.
Sure.
But really, I think the main answer to that is because I don't want to live life with regret. I've been wanting to do something like this for a very long time. Never thought it would come true. And I used to always hide behind, the online wall. So this is not only just a way to challenge myself, but also to really pursue something that I've wanted to do a long time. And we are never promised tomorrow, right? So, and I want to not live life with regret. And that's a promise that I made to myself recently.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know this. Yeah. I know that you're not promised anything. It's moment to moment, and people don't seem to appreciate that. I just saw a post this morning about that, about a gentleman, long story short, who basically wrote that this day he was fine. September 1st, he was fine. The next day he was in surgery, getting something removed from his spine. And there you go. It just moves in a New York minute what it does. So I totally understand what you mean by that. Why? I'm just curious. Why is that seemingly pressing you to be important to you? Why do you want to do that? So my point is, you said regrets. What would the regret be by not doing something like this? I mean, there's lots of things I can understand. I really do. If someone says, "Hey, I want to travel to a certain place. I want to go visit a relative or something like that," but what would the regret be by not stepping out like this? What would it be for you?
I feel in every ounce of my soul that this is something that I need to do. Never knew what it was, but just came to me just in a dream,
Mm.
and I am committed to that. I also feel like this is just part of what I can do to give back. I do not want people to go through what I did as a child. I mean, humans are humans, and miscommunications will happen all the time. But the more we can spread positivity out there, and if this is one little ounce that I can spread positivity to one person, then that's one less person that has to go through that. So that's why.
Yeah. Well, again, it takes special people to think like that. I mean that sincerely. I mean, and I understand why people are disconnected that way. I mean, it's hard enough to kind of keep your own life together, but to always be constantly worrying about other people or concerned for other people and trying to amplify. Some people feel called to that. So I resonate with that. I know what you mean by that. That's what keeps me up at night, and I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
I feel for people who have it, because it's certainly not a curse, but I'll tell you, when you're empathetic, and you go to bed with tears in your eyes, worrying about
Oh yeah.
no business being on your mind,
Oh yeah.
you can relate to that. I know you can. Let me ask you this question about the rallies before we move on to find out some more about the speakers, specifically the date and time. I'm going to put up all those things because I'm hoping some people in Houston area, if you're in the Texas area, hey, if you're not even in Texas, by the way, there's planes, just so you know, buses, trains, planes, all kinds of ways, just so you know. From the rally, what kind of lessons have you learned from those monthly lessons? So you started this basically in 2020. You're going on to your 29th. They'll continue. It seems I've tuned into multiples of them, and it's always the same sort of feel and vibe. People just walk away or leave those events feeling better. They just feel elevated. They feel inspired. What are some of the key, things that stand out for you? Some of the messages, maybe some of the lessons that you've learned so far from those first 28, 29.
No, great question. I think first and foremost that regardless of who you are in your real life and your day-to-day, we are all human. So I've had all sorts of different kinds of people and with rankings and cultures and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have emotions, and we all go through such similar things. And we forget about that when we get out there in the real world, that we all have emotions. And sometimes we don't want to show those emotions because it makes us too vulnerable, and maybe we get judged or we see as weak. But when you get a group of people starting to see themselves as humans, that's when your heart starts to open up. And that's when others have the courage to start, being themselves as well and wanting to share their stories. And that kind of starts freeing people to actually live as who they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I like that word. This sense of freedom, holding space, and again for people to feel that sense of community. They feel supported. They feel like they belong somewhere. And then again, it lets down a lot of that guard, pulls off those masks,
Right.
gives them transparency, allows the vulnerability to happen. And there's nothing more. I can't think of anything. Certainly more powerful at times when you hold space for people and in non-judgment, which is a practice. Everybody, you can actually practice being non-judgmental, because I know it's built into all of us. We instantly see something, we judge it, we feel about it. But when you hold space for someone and they know that you're just being there with them, and that's what those rallies seem to be doing in the online version. So the live version is going to be something else. What are you expecting? What are you expecting from the live? The essence of the live. What dynamic is that going to bring to this ability to allow people to speak, be vulnerable, transparent? What do you think is going to come from that?
Right. So that my intention about the live version is to really build it into a in-person experience. So beyond the 2 hours that we spend together, the last Saturdays of every month, with people sharing their stories, this is actually going to be a day full of empowerment and inspiration. And I'm having what's called empowerment sessions and empowerment speakers coming up. And we have 3 focuses throughout the day. Number 1 is belonging. And number 2 is finding inspiration and your higher purpose. And then we're having courage and perseverance at the very end. So we're going to touch on those subjects, those topics in a very engaging type of manner, which then leads to what I want to call a 30 minutes of kindness at the end, where people can feel free. And this is where we show gratitude to anyone that's shown kindness to us, anything that any insights that they had throughout the day, or any stories that anyone wants to share, because this is the time to show support to people that may be talking for the first time, they may be expressing themselves for the first time, or maybe actually feeling like they belong for the first time.
Right. Yeah. See, that's I understand what you mean by that, because there is something which we all know, we've experienced this, especially over the last couple of years. There's something magical about being in someone's presence. You can be online like this, you can still feel, I get it, you can hear the tone in people's voice, you can see how people kinesthetically move and all these kinds of things, but there's something about feeling their presence that's a little bit different than having it online and a Zoom call and all those kinds of things. So I agree with you. It's going to take it to another level. It's going to paint different colors. It's going to be multi-dimensional, as opposed to something that's a little bit more 2D, 3D kind of right to your second right now.
Yeah.
So no, fantastic approach to this. And again, I know how much work you've put into this. I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank
Everybody
you.
here's LinkedIn. You can make sure you reach out to Andrea Sanchez. There you go, right there. Let's go. I got to put up some comments, because I know there's like 1,000 people here tuning in just to see you. That's why they're here. That is for sure. Let's see. I'm going to really quickly here. Oh, here he is. Good to see you, Stefan. How are you? Support Nancy. Here to support Andrea and her Andrea and her phenomenal. I'm going to learn to speak one day, and then I'm going to get my own show. That's what I'm going to do. Her phenomenal efforts, and yours as well, Peter. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. But absolutely, that's why we're here. We're doing. Chris Lowe is throwing out Renuka all over. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. That's fantastic. That's all. It's all good. See, Tim. So hey, see, sexy does apply. Told you that. Worthy rally. Worthy are incredibly powerful. Absolutely, Melody. I know you've been there a few times. There is no that.
Hi, Melody.
Love how Andrea loves, hears, sees, and values her tribe. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
And there you go. Hey, good to see you, Bill. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is all. Hey, I haven't seen Kevin in a while, but then again, I haven't been here in a while. Good to see you from Indianapolis. Good to see you. I always love this. Hey, here's a familiar name. Look at these guys. Look at this guy. Yeah, I think this guy is going to be showing up somewhere.
He is.
He is. Is he not?
He's a speaker. Yes.
Speaker. He is a speaker. A little rock star.
And Peter is too. you.
I don't mind that guy. He's just a filler. I'm just going to be at
No, he's not.
you know, in the Academy Awards where they have their runners going around filling seats.
No,
Yeah,
he's a speaker.
that's what. Here we go. We're under the illusion. Oh, this is a good comment. We're under the illusion that we all have more time than we actually have. Yeah, we put off things to tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, until suddenly our time runs out. I can so relate to that. And then regretting all of those things we should have taken time. Your brand should be on everyone's daily bucket list. There you go. Boom.
Wow.
How powerful is that?
Wow.
So a lot of great comments here. I just want to make sure you saw those. We're going to go back into every comment. I always do. I know you will as well. 100%. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. It's so short, everybody. As some of you might know my story, but we know what it is. It's for all of us. It's at one moment at a time. It could be as simple as that. Let's go to. I want to bring up the speakers. I'm going to bring up a picture here. Talk about that a little bit. Talk about. I know you reached out to a few people. Obviously, people you're comfortable with in some cases, but some cases you went out on a limb. Because I'm going to tell you something. Here's what I'm so pumped for you. For your very first live event. I could be wrong. Hey, whoever's back, you see what's going to happen when I come to Texas. You see what happens? I get the animals wound up. You have people from around the world. You have people showing up from around the world. It's not like from Texas, and Texas is actually big state. So it's actually several countries you can put inside Texas for size wise. But you have people from around the world. So talk a little bit about your process of reaching out to people and the guests. I'm going to bring them up, and if you can walk through for everybody, just to quickly let us all know who's going to be there and why we should be all excited. And anyone in Houston right now, hey, still time to come and check it out. Tell us a little bit about the speakers, Andrea.
Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for all of these speakers because they are taking their time out of their life to some of them even flying, like you said, across the world to come over here. And they're all doing it for free, which it's unheard of because these people are established and they're amazing. They're all amazing. And yeah, I have speakers. Well, Peter Clarke is a speaker, as you saw here, and I'm so excited. We have Mike Vacanti. Well, should we start with number one?
Yeah, let's do the ones. And I just put that up so I could keep track myself here. But right there, 1 through basically 12 that are on the poster. And if you want to if there's something I'm missing here, but yeah, let's just go through the lineup here of some of the pictures here. Appreciate understanding a little bit more
yeah. So first of all, how did I find them? Most of these have been part of the Worthy rallies before that were online. Most of these have told stories that have completely just left me in awe. So I wanted to know, as I went through the rallies the past 2 years, I made little stars to people that I thought would be great at the in-person event. So hard to pick, but these are the ones that stood out to me. Number one is Epek Williamson. She is amazing. She's like an angel to me. She's so full of positivity. She's gone through her own challenges in life, but she's also persevered through them and done initiatives on her own, including being in your personal space and meditation and throwing kindness into the world. I know she's written a lot as well. Number two, do you want to do number two, Chris? Peter? Chris, I met Chris through you.
Listen, we'll get to that in a minute, but introduce this guy. Yeah, this guy is something else. Listen, everybody, Chris Lomas, 𝗍𝗶𝗃𝗲𝗏. But I know you met through, but why is Chris inspired? I don't even have to ask you why, but incredible, inspiring story, correct?
Incredibly inspiring story. And he, in his heart, he just, again, had something that he was committed to, that he needed to do his part to change the world and make it a better place. And he went for it. And he's doing it regardless of challenges getting in his way. And oh my goodness, he built like a powerful community around him, a powerful team. And he's saving lives, literally saving lives.
Literally, everybody.
It's just amazing. So, I mean, I had to have him, and I was pleasantly surprised that he said yes, because
I was
so
shocked.
busy.
I'm just telling you, I was shocked. I'm telling you, he's on the other side of the globe. He has no business making his way anywhere other
Incredible.
than
Incredibly
he's
blessed.
going home to see his family, but he takes time to go see. It's just unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So appreciate that. Number three, because there's so many people here. Actually, it's going to be interesting. I don't know a lot of them. So Anyway, keep going. Number 3.
Number 3 is Cleo Lang. Cleo Lang lives here in Houston. She's a poet, and I met her through the Houston Writers Guild, and she has such a strong story of perseverance. She's going to be talking about perseverance and vulnerability because she has gone through, I believe, over 6 brain surgeries. She has a condition which she has to have a shunt in her brain. And I think it's a I can never pronounce it right. Something like that.
I understood it.
But she, it's amazing how she keeps going. And she's also an advocate for that community, and also just to make sure that there's fairness all around the world. So I'm so excited to have her.
Awesome.
Number 4 is Brenda Parks. So Brenda Parks is also here in Houston, and Brenda also has a story which she has gone through lots of challenges, but she listened to the voice inside of her also to go after her dreams. She recently started her own podcast. She recently started also her own business. And all, throughout life, she never thought she could because she was the timid one in the corner. So she has a really powerful story of following your dreams as well.
Fantastic. Number 5.
Number 5 is Mr. Mike Vacanti. He's our keynote speaker, and I am wearing the Humans First shirt.
Oh, yes. Humans First.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mike Vacanti is the founder, if you haven't heard, of the movement called Humans First. It started a few years ago, and I had just heard about it from a person that I went to a conference with, and I was hooked ever since then. It's about all of these people that want to make a difference, first of all and foremost in the workplace, to make sure everyone sees people as humans first, but extending to humanity. And it's just this amazing group of people, and Epek is one of them, and Cordelia, number 11, is one of them, that does come together and have their own initiatives to make sure and remind everyone that in the end, we're all humans first. He is an author. He is a speaker. He has this book called Believership. He is the reason that I have a lot of the courage to move forward with my passion projects. I came to Humans First with lots of ideas and dreams, but it wasn't until I was surrounded by his community that I felt like I finally belonged. And it happened to be that his tagline is "You belong here." So I found my tribe, and it makes so much of a difference when you find your tribe. Like, you can actually start to be yourself and actually make your dreams come true.
Awesome. Yeah, I know this gentleman, so I'm looking forward to meeting him. Number 6.
So number 6 is married to number 8. So they're my couple speakers. Number 8 actually went to the university with me. He's a local artist. He's a musician, so you'll have a lot in common. He's really great.
I feel a jam coming on.
Yes, he'll actually be playing at the concert.
It'll turn into one
at the event. So number 6 and 8, they're a lovely couple. They have a son who has been going through a lot since he was born. And they've been fighting, and despite what the doctors tell them, they've been fighting for making sure that he has the most normal life possible, but they're also trying to raise awareness for his condition. So they're going to be telling their story, but also sharing how they are persevering regardless of what life hands them.
Oh, fantastic. I'll take the name off just for a second here. Number 9, listen, if people know me here, that's okay. Number 9, let's go to number 9. I'll talk about...
Number 9 is Roger Leslie. And sorry, I don't think I said number 6 is Sabrina LaField, and number 8 is Hamilton Loomis. No, we skipped Peter. Yeah, number 7.
I don't mind that. You just keep moving.
Okay. Number 9 is Roger Leslie. Roger Leslie is also here in Houston, and I met him through the Writers Association as well. Roger is such an inspiration. He has so many books out just about pushing people to their limits and believing themselves. He has this caring way of letting you know what your journey is, and to follow that journey, and to follow every spark that you have to make sure that you live the way that you should. So he will be an inspiring one for sure.
Number 10.
Number 10 is 𝗵𝗏. 𝗵𝗏 has so many podcasts and shows. Oh my gosh, if you don't follow 𝗵𝗏. And he has one in particular, perspectives on cancer. The Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer show, which he also is bringing for the first time in a live event, the beginning of November. We actually have been accountability partners for the past 8 months, meeting almost every week to make sure that we follow through with our live events. So Tim is also a big reason why I'm doing this.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Number 11.
Cordelia Gaffar. Cordelia has been part of the Humans First. She is truly also inspirational in that she has several efforts and around equality and making sure that people are seen and voices are heard. She has had struggles throughout her life, but that has kept her going. She's extremely positive, and I can't wait to hear her.
Fantastic. And number 12, we saw his name in the comments here. There you go.
𝗂𝗶𝘃𝗲. Oh my gosh. So 𝗂𝗶𝘃, I met through a podcast we were both speaking at a couple of years ago. And I had just met 𝗂𝗶𝘃 when he was experimenting with becoming a podcaster. He did 100 days in a row of being in a podcast. And he taught himself how to do all of this stuff himself. Right now, you fast forward, he has all these other initiatives. He's teaching other people. He's come in contact with such amazing names. But I mean, it just shows you the power of believing in yourself, and you don't have to wait for permission. You move forward and you can do anything.
Yeah, fantastic. Again, just a wide variety of experiences, a wide variety of people that you've met through, and mostly through what I say a strong majority here from LinkedIn. I know there's some locals as well there, but generally speaking, some of these people, you would never get a chance to meet or run across if you didn't, have a community or build a community here on LinkedIn. And so that's, again, the power of building that tribe that you're referring to. I totally understand what you mean by that. Speaking of tribes and speaking of the most unbelievable people in the world, I got to bring in this guy because this guy's going to be one of your speakers. I mean, seriously, can you get any bigger? There's no one big. Anyway, he knows how I feel about him. This is the star. This is the star. This is the gem. I cannot wait to see at the show. I cannot wait to find Mr. Chris Williams. How are you?
Hey, Chris.
I'm speechless. I really, really am. Andrea, did you not know I was coming?
No. Peter's really good at that.
Peter, wow. See, I've been staying off social media in this regard. I've wanted to talk about it. I wanted to say, hey, I'm going to be on the show. I almost posted a few minutes before just to share the event, but...
Me too. Hey, listen, I was just about to do it. I always had the comments in. Looking forward to seeing it. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Again, Andrea, you just picked her. Just an unbelievable story, an unbelievable connection. And I'm glad that, again, this is the point of, I know what I do here at Red TV. The point of it is amplifying the story so that it connects to another, and then it just goes from there. It's just a ripple effect. And this is what happened. And I know that you've had Chris as part of your one of your online rallies, and now, of course, to have the audacity to think someone would come from Moldova all the way to Texas, and you reached out to him, and he goes, "Yeah, okay, I'll show up."
Wait, what?
This is amazing. Why was this an important thing for you to participate in?
It's well, since you introduced us, I've been watching and admiring Andrea from a distance. A distance. And do you know what? The interesting thing is, Andrea, we have a similar upbringing. I grew up in the UK, and people often ask me, because perception is interesting, isn't it? People's perception of me is one of intellect and flamboyance and success. And yet I grew up in crushing poverty. I was pondering as you were speaking about the times that I could remember with the same vivid recollection of being bullied every single day at school because my parents were poor. You know, I remember all their names, and it's unfair just in case it's unfair for me to say them, but I remember their names. I remember what they look like because those moments are caught in my imagination for a lifetime. There was an occasion we went to a arts and theatre event, and I was about 11 or 12, and one of the things was we all had to sit in a massive circle and take our shoes off and pass our shoes around. And I was ashamed of my shoes because, you know, that they were falling apart. My parents couldn't afford new shoes. And I never complained. You know, I never went home and said, hey, I'm being bullied because you're poor. You know, what are you going to do about it? Because I knew they couldn't. And yet, you know, I remember these moments. I remember watching my shoes go all around that circle. There must have been about 50 children, and everyone's reaction. I can still see their faces react. And so it resonates. And so people ask me, you know, how can you connect with people in Moldova? You know, Europe's poorest country, 80% poverty. How can you possibly connect? And I say to people that I encounter all of the time, I understand in ways that you can't even imagine. I understand that you're going to remember these moments for the rest of your life. And so honestly, I've been in this room for a little while now, and I've been bawling my eyes out. You know, when you started to talk about me a few minutes ago, I was crying because this is how much it means to me. This is how much it means to everyone in this room, everyone watching. What you're doing, Andrea, is just bringing the most, and I don't necessarily consider myself that way, but you're bringing together the most incredible people who care. I mean, what an event to be at, right?
Yeah, Andrea, I mean, when you think about the sentiment of that, I mean, the sentiment of somebody like Chris, who is basically dedicating his life, I mean, truly dedicating his life right this moment in his family's life, in a very difficult situation. It's on the news all the time, everybody. I mean, Moldova might not be on the headline news, but we're talking about its border to Ukraine. It's dealing with all of the refugee issues that have to do with that, and of people being displaced by war and under this criminal act that's happening around the world. And yet here he is finding a connection to the things that you just talked about belonging and growing up, remembering being bullied, and that connection. It's just incredible to me how they bridge to one another. What does it mean for you to have someone like Chris come to this event?
I mean, it means the world to me. In fact, I was hesitant to ask because we had just met, and I had read all about you, and I'm like, oh my God, he's incredible. But then, you know, I had that voice in my head, Andrea, you don't want to live with regret. So what if? The worst he can say is he can't. So I did it, and sure enough, no questions asked. So I am, oh my gosh, I am so excited. So excited. I look up to you and your wife so much.
Yeah. Chris, like I said, you know, you can spend your time doing lots of different things, and you do. I know you had a busy day today. If I read it correctly, you had like 4 or 5 meetings. You were running around. I love the idea of what you said. You know, I have to go out and rally the troops and raise some money and awareness and all these kinds of things. And yet you're taking the time to come to the United States to share the message. What do you think your story will add? I mean, obviously it's very, very moving. It's very emotional. It's very powerful. But what are you hoping that people will pick up from your presence there and for this rally for hope and kindness? What do you hope to walk away with?
My goodness, how long have we got now? I'll keep this brief. First and foremost, my sister who lives in Las Vegas does not know I'm coming, so I'm running a massive risk by being here. The idea is that which will be the second time I've ever done this, I'll just turn up at a door. So we fly to Miami. We spend some time with some folks there. And it's part of a fundraising trip anyway. And this was the brilliance of it, Andrea. I would love to say when you asked me, I'd booked a flight. I was already coming, and it was just,
it worked.
It was just incredible. And honestly, if I could just afford there and back, I would do it anyway.
Cool.
But Peter, to answer your question, we're in the middle of it here. One of the meetings I had today, and you don't know this, one of the meetings I had today was about the current mobilization. And this person, and I can't say who she is, I can't say what she does, but I can share some of what she told me. She's connected. She has incredible intel on what's happening, and this sham of a referendum that's taken place, which everyone's aware of in the Donbass region and Kherson, all those places. And the resultant mobilization is going to cause major issues in the region. So this woman's husband, again, I'm being careful how much I say, this woman's husband is in the military in Ukraine, and everyone is bracing themselves for onslaught. And why am I saying that? The reason is Moldova, and it's particularly around that southeastern region, and she was able to show me footage of how the attacks are escalating now, real life footage from the military. And what we're going to see is this incredible influx of Ukrainian refugees from that southeastern region, and their only route out of there is through Moldova. And interestingly, Andrea, I looked up the population of Houston, Texas, and it's 6.6 million. Moldova is 2.7 million. An entire country is a third of the size of Houston, Texas. And yet Moldova is looking after more refugees than any other country in the world per capita. There's countries looking after more people, but not as a percentage of the population. And for those that are watching this that don't know me, we were having breakfast on the 24th of February and the bombs dropped. Our proximity to the border is just 12 short miles. Our windows started to shake. It was like thunder outside. And we knew, we didn't need to turn the radio on. We knew that the war had commenced. And before that, we were fighting poverty and human trafficking, which we're continuing to do. We've lost donors because they said, oh, you're just interested in Ukrainian refugees now. And it's like, no, I was working really hard before. Now I just work even harder. I'm working 16 hours a day, some days, most days, 7 days a week. And so coming to the States is going to be a really good break for me. But it's incredible that, we had to mobilize, we had to pivot on the spot. And LinkedIn, we talk about LinkedIn all the time. LinkedIn has been phenomenal. It's been incredible. It's been life-changing. And it's equipped me to you said it, Peter, to literally, I mean literally save lives. We are saving lives. And so what do I hope from this event? I just hope people just refocus and understand that I'm not living the dream, I'm living the nightmare. Moldova is surrounded on 3 parts to Ukraine. We've got a sliver of land between us that's called Transnistria, which isn't even internationally recognized, which is pro-Russian. And I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but there's a region down in the south called 𝗂𝗄𝗄, which 98% of 𝗂𝗂𝗄sians, which is within Moldova, are pro-Russian as well. This is a real political hotspot, and my life is at risk. And I'll finish on this, but I spoke to this lady and I said, is my wife in danger? And she said, I don't think she is right now, but if that changes, I'll let you know. That's the reality of our life on the ground. Now, I won't go anywhere. Peter knows and Andrea knows this. I will die here if necessary. I just need people to back me. I just need people to stand with me. I just need people to follow me. I just need people to run the race with me. If necessary, I'll get Zoe out of the country. And she's aware of the risks that I face and she faces, but we're willing to do that.
See, again, there's the power of the storytelling, but more important, it's not a story, everybody. This is real life stuff we're talking about here. And again, it relates to the idea of rallying people when it talks about hope and kindness, and obviously rally for hope and kindness, hope for, with the name being synonymous with the rally as well. Again, the concept for me personally, is that your presence in Houston, or at this particular event, or any event, by the way, that you you decide to attend, brings it back to focus of the realities of, we all have dreams and goals and ambitions and all these kinds of things, but there's the majority of people on this planet right now are just day to day looking for that sliver of hope, as you talk about, and realize that there's life and death stuff happening all the time. So if you can, again, rally people to remember that kindness and having hope is so important, and then support those that are on the front line, such as yourself. Andrea, I mean, that's a very powerful story you got coming to the event.
For sure.
You want to comment on some of the things that Chris just talked about there?
I don't know what to say to that. It's just incredible. It's incredible. Just your passion and your commitment to do that. I just, whatever you need, please know that we are here to support you.
Yeah, I put along the bottom there for you, Chris, as well, just so that you can see there. We put along the bottom there. That's how you can reach out to Chris. Again, this is a good thing, everybody. We're allowed to smile, even though that was a very heavy piece of information. You smile through that because you have to be excited for people that are willing to. I mean, you said it. You put your life on the line. It's just incredible. So, I mean, we celebrate that with you, and we celebrate the fact that you're going to have a safe journey here to North America, and we're going to celebrate the fact that your beautiful wife Zoe and her dad and family are going to be good, and the universe is going to reward those who are willing to do what you do and walk the talk. Yeah, I know that you'll be protected, my friend. I know you will.
And this is the point, Peter. This isn't doom and gloom. If we spend all our time focusing on the negative, then we can't do what we do. We've got to focus on what we can change. And this is the wonderful thing with incredible people like you, Peter. And I'm a fully paid up member of your fan club, like Andrea and everyone on this call right now. Yes. Is that yes, we're aware of the bad things, but what excites us is what we can do about it. Yes. And so I smile my way through the toughest of days. There's rarely a day where I don't feel the weight and the burden of the task that's been afforded me. And yet I do it with a smile, because people don't want you turning up or gloomy. I mean, they're gloomy enough. They're struggling enough. They want to see a smile, because a smile says everything's going to be okay. And so, honestly, despite the tough conversations, and I know I can be real with this audience, I know I can be real with you and Andrea, I don't have to put on the facade. But sometimes I'm hurting and breaking inside, and yet all they will see is a smile. Why? Because they need to see the smile. They need to know everything's okay. And I think we've discussed this before, Peter, back in the First World War, I think, where the officers weren't allowed to bleed. If they got shot, they had to cover it, because if the soldiers saw the officer bleed, there was chaos. And people can't see us bleed, and it's not stiff upper lip. It's not that good old British, response, but it's about, they need hope, and that has to manifest in the way that you interact with them. And it also inspires you to keep going as well, because honestly, there's some days where I crawl out of bed at 6 a.m. every morning and just think, wow, but I do it because I get to see the results of what love looks like, and your message about be kind out there, I see it every day, because we're simply manifesting the love that people like you, Peter, people like you, Andrea, and people like those that are on this call right now get to show. I just manifest it. Okay, it's a tough job, I'm not diminishing it, but all I do is get to manifest the love that is being channeled through me to people out there that need it.
Well, you do an amazing job of that, my friend. I want to put up a couple comments for both of you while you're here and it's live and so on. One of the speakers here, Epek, thank you. That's absolutely true. There's your friend. There's Anthony. Anthony in the house. Again, big pour out of love to you. Melody sending prayers of protection for you and your wife, Chris. Really, really important. White light all around you, my friend. That is for sure. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Absolutely. We try to be positive. We're trying to do our best here. That's for sure. And Rally Hope of Kindness at its best. You're going to bring the best there, my friend, Chris. I know you are. And listen, I would be remiss even just trying to pretend how excited I am to meet you. I just
Oh, me too. Trust me. Me too.
I'm excited to meet everybody, but my friend,
you're the best friend I've never met. Seriously.
I appreciate that. I really do, and I feel you, my brother, and I'm cheering for you always. And along the bottom there, I wanted to remind everybody, first of all, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. You can go there this week and learn about everything. Make sure you reach out to Chris here on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn watching this, by the way, if you're on another platform, please go to LinkedIn and check it out. And of course, you can go to the website and learn how you can participate for as simple as a coffee a day, everybody. Anyway, there's lots of things to talk about with that, which we will do. We'll be doing that. Chris, if you can stick around for a couple seconds in the green, I'd love to come back and chat with you a bit because I know Andrea, she's a busy woman. She's got this little rally that she has to organize, so I got to get her off this call. Good to see you, my friend. I so appreciate you taking the time to join us. And you stick in the green room here, and we're going to be back with you in a second. Is that okay?
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so good to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, Andrea.
Oh man!
Wow, that was great.
Is that cool or what?
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, that was amazing.
I just thought it was a great reason to tie in the depth of what you're doing.
Oh my gosh, totally. Yes.
The international feeling of it and the timeliness of it. I mean, this is current affairs stuff we're talking about. I know there's a lot of heavy subjects there, but Chris is doing amazing work, and you're using your platform to amplify him. And this is the cycle of the kindness and the hope. So
agree.
Okay, how much time do we have with you? Because there's no way I'm getting you on this show without having a little bit of fun. We got to have a little tiny bit of fun. You know how it works around here, right?
Oh, I thought I was in the clear.
You thought you were going to be the. I know you don't like any of this stuff, games and all that stuff. Hey, it's okay.
I'm so similar to you because I don't like attention on me.
I know. Like, just hey, listen. I don't know why I do this. I mean, because I do this because it helps me sleep at night, even though I have insomnia all the time, chronic insomnia. It helps me sleep a little bit when I can amplify others. But hey, we got to know a little bit more about you. I got to come down and meet you in person. I got to know a little bit about you, and you've been on this show. So I mean, if you got to have some part of the same things that everyone else gets on the show here. I can't just have it talking just about the rally and all that kind of stuff. So hey, we're going to do a little this or that. You know, we're going to do a little.
Yep.
There you have it. This or that. I have a little this or that. You know how this works. I mean, I got to learn a little bit about you because when I come down there, I would be asking questions that I should know better than what.
Yeah.
So, there's no right or wrong to this. It's just fun. We're just playing here. This or that. I'll ask you two things, and you just say, "Hey, this or that." It's simple as that. And I want to ask you similar ones to other people because I'm going to put together a really cool compilation coming up soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I got a compilation coming up of this or that. So hey, let's start with this one. Spider-Man or Batman?
Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man. Okay. And not to be, gender, to keep the gender right. Supergirl or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, I like the plane. See? I like the plane. I hope it's because of the plane. All right, you live in Texas. You're in Texas. Country or rock and roll?
Rock and roll.
Oh, no. See, you don't like country? Do you like country music?
Shh.
You heard it, everybody. Houston, I think we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
Rock and roll.
There you go. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Rock and roll. Skydive or scuba dive?
Skydive.
Yeah, have you done either one?
I haven't, but I've gone through skydiving training, but I haven't actually jumped.
Oh, good for you. All right, I got so many great one-liners for that. But hey, listen, you got the training. Let's get on with it, okay? So get on with it and do this. Hey, I'm going to Houston. Is it Tex-Mex or is it Cajun crawfish?
Tex-Mex.
Yeah, Tex-Mex. So do you like the Louisiana kind of southern kind of food, that kind of stuff? No?
It's good. It's good. I just my body doesn't agree with it. My stomach's very sensitive, but Tex-Mex is really good here.
Okay, that's what I'm imagining. It has to be. And if I go there and we were doing something else, generally speaking, Chinese or Italian food? Chinese food or Italian food? If you came here to visit me.
In Houston?
Yeah, or in Houston. Even let's go to Houston. Chinese or Italian?
Oh, and regular Chinese or Italian? Probably Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese food? Okay. Yeah, I haven't had Chinese food in a long time. All right. Travel-wise, Caribbean or Europe?
Europe.
Because is it the older stuff or do you like the beaches or
I love history.
Like history?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. So sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sunset. Are you a morning person or evening person?
I'm actually a morning person. So after the sun sets, I go to bed.
So the clock. So when it gets dark, so when it's getting darker earlier now, you must be going to bed earlier. Then is that what it is?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Forces you to go to
I
bed.
can sleep at any time.
Oh, see, I envy you. I already told you I have chronic insomnia, so I appreciate it. Listen, anyone who can sleep or nap, oh gosh, anyway, I wish I felt like that. How about this? A day to talk hope and kindness. A full day of talking hope and kindness. Michelle Obama or your local Houstonian. Is it Houstonian? Should I say that? Brene Brown.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, and she's watching. She's from Texas.
That's
Come on.
so hard.
I'm just testing your Texasness. Michelle Obama or
I
Brene
love
Brown?
them both. I'm gonna have to go with Brene Brown because I just have her books, and I love Brene Brown.
Wow. Yeah, I like her stuff too. I have most of her books as well. I don't think I have the very last one. I might. But I know what you mean. But yeah, and they're both, they'd be a fun day no matter what. How about this one? Kindness or honesty?
That's a hard one. I don't know, Peter. That's a hard one. I think, in order for you to be genuinely kind, you need to be honest, I think, with yourself. If not, it's fake kindness. And who wants fakeness? You can feel it when it's fake.
You can't you? Well, yeah, I agree with that. I know I feel I can. I feel I can sense when someone's
But
not.
that's a hard one.
That is hard. Can you, I don't know, there's no right or wrong, but I think you can be kind to somebody when you might not be so honest with them. Maybe. And maybe you're trying to avoid that. I don't know. I don't know the answer either. There's no right or wrong. I just want to know what you
I think it just depends on the person and the situation and what's the most empathetic thing to do at the time.
I agree with you on that. All right. My favorite one. You already know what's coming. So we talked about kindness or honesty. How about this one? Hope or freedom?
That's a hard one too, but I think probably hope, because you can have freedom and still be a prisoner because you're a prisoner of yourself. So if you have hope, more things open up to you.
Well said. Yeah, well said. I tend to agree. There's a lot of people that are in prison or locked up and don't have a lot of freedom because they don't have hope. And even if you have the freedom, if you don't have hope, it's a long day. It's a long minute.
Yeah.
That old phrase, and I know you know of this phrase. I've said it before here. Something like, a human can live 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, and 3 minutes without air, but not 3 minutes or not 3 seconds. Sorry, without hope. Not 3 seconds without hope. Yeah. So hope is a very powerful thing. Finish this sentence, my fine friend. Finish this sentence for me. And you deserved everything that's good in your life. I love my life because.
Peter, this is hard. I love my life because, first of all, the first thing that came to mind is because of my dogs. Second came to mind is because of all the amazing people that remind me that I should love my life. And I mean, all the amazing people like you, Chris, everybody that's just been supporting me all throughout. I've just been not expecting that. So I love my life because I get to meet people like you guys.
Very kind of you. I totally understand that sense that I hear in your language. It's hard to receive sometimes, isn't it? It's hard to receive.
It is
hard to receive. It's hard to receive kindness sometimes. We've talked about this before, I think, and other things we might have chatted about. But it is hard to sometimes you get overwhelmed when people are so kind and supportive. But the cool thing is that the expectation should match that, with meaning that you're dedicating your time, your energy, which is your life, I mean, we all have finite moments. That's it. You're given X amount of time on this planet, and you don't know if you have 30 minutes left or 30 years left, and you're dedicating it to helping others amplify their message and bringing people together for this rally. It's worthy. It's worthy for you to feel supported. It's worthy that people would send you kindness and support and so on. I'm probably speaking to me as much as I'm speaking to you right now, and I think Chris could probably relate to that, and anyone else who's out there who's again feeling that they have a sense of purpose and they want to fulfill some sort of purpose of helping others. The reciprocity piece of that is that you should get kindness back and so on, and then receive it. So I'm hoping that that's what's happening for you right now.
Definitely.
Let's send out a final message here. Here's how to reach Andrea, everybody. Andrea, that's how you say it.
Yes.
Right here on LinkedIn, if you want to connect with her to learn a little bit more about the rally for hope and kindness. It's referred to as 𝗟𝗲𝗏, and it is going to be here. It is going to be in Houston, October 15th. And amazing speaker lineup. I'll put that up along the bottom again, just to shout out to everybody that's showing up. It's going to be at Rice University. I think this is amazing. I just shout out to them. Why did you choose that? I'm going to put it up just to show people, but why did you choose Rice University? I'm curious. It's a fantastic location.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I went to an event there before, and I was just inspired by the atmosphere and just what it brings to the whole experience. So I'm like, one day I'm going to do something here.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, I looked it up. I wanted to understand what is this all about. And it's pretty much known as the premier university in Texas. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of mail for that. I'm going to get a lot of people from the States going, hey, but I researched this and it constantly comes up as the premier university in Texas, not just in Texas.
It is.
It is amazing. So I'm blown away. There it is, everybody. Look at that. I mean, come on.
It's like the Harvard of Texas.
Right. And and when I looked at the bottom of it, I don't know if you know this, but they are known for their science programs and specifically artificial heart research. Did you know that?
No.
And of course, I'm a little sensitive to heart issues these days. So I'm going to learn more about that. So there you go. Beautiful location, Rice University in Houston, Texas, for this amazing event. A good choice, by the way, and a shout out to Rice University. That's going to be a
shout out to them.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to show up. Hey, this has been fun. I knew it would be fun.
So fun. Thank you so much, Peter, as always.
Pleasure to speak with you and see you. And thank you for, even interested of having me participate in your event. It's an honor, and I'm going to do my best to be there. It's all scheduled to go, just so you know. Again, I've talked to you before about that, but I really wanted to be there. I want to be there. I'm still scheduled to be there, and everything's good. And I'm going to get the positive doctor's note. Don't you worry. I'll get the clearance. Don't you worry. I'll get the clearance, and it'll be all good. So good to see you. I'm so excited for you. I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yes, I know, in person.
Yeah, it'll be I think it's just going to be strange, weird. I don't know what to say.
I know.
It's going to be just like,
let's just get the elephant out in the room right now. It's going to be strange, weird.
It's going to be strange. It's sort of like, wow, like you're a real person. Like you know, like you're, it's amazing. And someone like Chris coming from around the world, and of course all your other beautiful guests and speakers that we either met here sometimes through your rally or here on LinkedIn and so on. So it's all going to be an amazing event. I hope everyone will check it out. For those in the Houston or Texas area, if you're like within a car distance, hey, it's just a little drive. Saturday morning, jump in the car, come on over, grab a coffee. It's going to be a fun afternoon or fun full day, 9 to 4:30 kind of thing. Full day of meeting people face to face again, as opposed to being online and doing things. And there's magic that happens when people come together.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sure to do that. So thank you, Andrea. It's good to see you.
Peter.
We're going to talk to Chris in a little bit. That's for sure. And it's always good to see him. I'm so excited. I'm glad he came. It was nice of him to join us. Hey, everybody, I appreciate so much. We're going to go into the comments. We're going to make sure that we get back to everybody. Thank you for tuning in, especially all the people who are going to be on at the event, joining us at the event. And for anyone who, again, who's learning more about it now, reach out to Andrea and We hope we can see you there. And we'll
Thank
take
you
lots
so
of
much.
pictures. We'll take lots of pictures, all that kind of stuff. Hey, everybody, you know how this ends. It's like, just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind. I mean, that's all you have to do. Just be kind out there, everybody. Be kind. That's what we're going to do. Be kind out there. All right, everybody, have a good day. We'll see you on the other side, Andrea. Take care, everybody. You know the drill. Yeah, just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind. Just be kind out there. I mean, that's all you have to do. Just be kind out there, everybody. Hey, just be kind. It's just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind. That's all you have to do. Just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind out there. I mean, that's all you have to do. Just be kind out there. I mean, just be kind out there. Just be kind out there. I mean, just be kind out there.